Today on Big Red's Cooking, we brine chicken.
Hi, and welcome back to Big Red's Cooking. I'm Big Red, aka Darcy in the real world, and today we're going to talk about brining chicken. Now, brining chicken is a really simple technique, but it's one that's well worth looking at and incorporating into your skills. It's going to make a huge big difference in any bit of poultry that you cook. You can use the exact technique with your turkeys at Christmas and Thanksgiving and things like that. And it's something I've been doing for a really long time now. And anytime you've been out in a restaurant and you've tasted that chicken that's just really moist and tender and it's got so much flavor into it, if you've been lucky enough to do that, chances are that that's what they're doing and it's what you're not doing at home. So it's really simple technique. It's really all it is a sugar and salt solution in water, and we're just going to soak our chicken into that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up my ingredients now, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Alright, so to make our brine, I've already got 4 cups or 1 liter of water added into my pot. And I'm going to add a half of a cup of sugar and a half cup of salt. I'm going to bring that to a simmer. And really, I don't even need to bring it to a simmer. I'm just going to heat it to the point and stir it until the salt and the sugar has fully dissolved into the water. And really, that's the only reason to add the heat. Ultimately, I do want about 2 liters of brine, as I mentioned earlier. The reason why I'm only starting with 1 liter is to be able to speed up the process. What I'm going to do then is I'm actually going to add a whole lot of ice cubes to it afterwards. And that will drop that temperature down. Because we don't want to be placing hot liquid or even warm liquid onto a cold chicken. There's a real risk for a salmonella development there, and we don't want to be getting anyone sick. So I'm going to go ahead and add my half cup sugar and my half cup salt to my pot of water. Okay, so our salt and our sugar is into our water. We're going to bring that to a heat. I'm going to stir that, and once that salt and that sugar is fully dissolved down through, we'll go ahead and add our ice, and then we can add it right in on top of our chicken. Alright, so our salt and our sugar is fully dissolved into our water. Didn't even come to a boil, which is perfect. Not so hot means it's going to be a little easier to cool down. So I'm going to go ahead and add my ice in here now. I'm going to give that a good stir around, because really, again, what this is doing is this giving me the full amount of liquid that I need, plus it's cooling it down at the same time. So I've already got my chicken there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pour this right over the top now. And I'm going to place that in my fridge, and it's going to be in there for about 2 to 2.5 hours, because that's about a 2.5 pound bird. And as I mentioned earlier, when we're brining poultry, our general rule of thumb is for about 1 hour per pound of poultry. So this is a 2.5 pound chicken. I'll let it brine for about 2.5 hours, so we'll see you in about 2.5 hours. Our chicken's been in our brine now for several hours, and at this point it's ready to come out. So all we got to do is just carefully drain this down through. And of course, anytime we're working with poultry, we want to be really careful. We want to avoid any splashing, or as much splashing as possible. We don't want to be getting salmonella contaminated water all over our kitchen and our workspaces and things like that. So I always make sure I have nothing in my sinks, and then I immediately scrub my sinks down afterwards. So I've just drained it down through on our colander here. I'm going to give it a quick rinse with some nice cold water. And at this point now, this is ready to use. You can take this, you can break it down, you can do this in your 8-way cut or 9-way cut, which I will show in a future video if you want to do pieces. Great at this point now for deep frying, things like that. You can take it, you could split it, do spatchcock style, which again will be a different video. We can truss this one up, which will be yet another future video. But it's going to make a huge big difference in terms of the flavor and texture. My students in the past have always been just completely blown away by the difference, particularly in the white meat. with a brine chicken versus an unbrined chicken. And what I actually have them do is I actually have them do 2 of them side by side at the same time so that they can taste the difference. And they always say the same thing: they're never going to do it any other way again in the future. So I hope you've learned something today. I hope you're going to give this a try down the road. You're going to see a big difference, and I hope you come back and continue to watch my videos. I really enjoy doing these. I hope you're learning something. I just want people to be able to eat better food. So that's all for now. This is Big Red saying see you later. Hope you're having some great food. And as always, please like and subscribe. Please share these videos. I really appreciate it. And have yourself a great day. Bye for now.